All right, guys, so I'm back here with the weekly rapid chess game, excuse me, with commentary. So let's go ahead and hop right online to make this process a little faster, because sometimes on chess.com it takes a little while to get a longer time control. Hopefully I do get black, but since this is a rated game, I'm just going to pick whatever side comes to me like this one. So I'm going to just stand right here. I'm going to let my opponent move first so I can move before I turn the board around here. And let's see if they're going to go ahead and move. I guess since they're taking so long, I guess I can go ahead and begin to turn it. Okay. So let's go ahead and do our turn that. Go ahead and get this back here in the screen here. Yeah, that's good enough right there. There we go. So there we have it. I got black. Let's see here. I don't know if this type of opening is what you would play against this type of, you know, sort of Caro-Kann opening. I don't even know if this is considered a Caro-Kann, being that he played, you know, C4 and D4. But I'm always reticent. A lot of times people like to pull this bishop outside of the pawn chain right here so they can push this E6. But this queen to B6 and those variations are quite annoying. And usually, if you still got your bishop pair, it's a little slower process sometimes to, you know, activate them. So normally in this case here, especially when somebody goes ahead and pushes a pawn over here, I like to go ahead and go E6. So that's, again, that's my personal preference. I don't even know if it's even the best move, but I feel like it's just something I don't have to consider or think about. I want to just get developed efficiently as possible and just get a good starting position and not have to like and I tell you another thing too, a lot of times like openings, you can fall into opening traps. So a lot of times until you fully work an opening out, it's probably best to like just you know, try to play the opening as close as possible. So in this case, it's not necessarily I'm playing it close for any other reason, because I don't know, I don't adequately know this opening, but it's more about the queen to B6 move that I just personally don't want to deal with. All right, so you know, most people will want to go check here. He wants to move his knight out anyway, and at some point he's probably going to push A3 if I don't take the knight. So I feel like I would probably not take the knight, move my bishop back anyway. So the best thing to do here, I should go ahead and challenge his bishop with my bishop. But again, yeah, we'll just go ahead and go bishop to E7. I think that's the least, you know, it gives white the less things to attack when your pieces are just that far on the side of the board, and just give them some sort of what I like to call free moves, like, for example, A3 at some point. Or either I'd be forced to either give up my bishop pair, or I'd have to retreat my bishop. Because that's probably what he would have done in the first place. If I went check, and then if I go A3, I mean, then I just say castle like I'm going to castle like right now. He could just push A3, and then I'd either if my bishop was on B4, I'd either take or retreat anyway. So I likely would have retreated. So just by not even going with that check in the first place, it's not a bad move to go ahead and go check there on B4 anyway with the bishop. But again, for me, I think it's a little bit easier to play just like this. Now my next move, because when you try to challenge the bishop, say with bishop, yeah, he done that move there instead. If you say like, instead of like, for example, if he gave me an opportunity to go bishop to D6, a lot of times they put their bishop here. So we're just going to go ahead and push up here, and we're going to just be poised in a little while just to you know, get open here. And one other thing is that what white, when you push, say for example, a move like C5, you give black a sort of opening to get you know, a what I want to say, get a to get a file open. But in this case, I can't quite take advantage of that file yet because of his bishop on f4, because I can't put my bishop on b1. So I'm gonna hold off on thinking about doing that move, and because right now it's just gonna be like just a lot of maneuvering. Now, one maneuver in this position that you could be aware of is there is this strange move, knight to e8, that you could play. Not very, not necessarily good or bad, but in my case, I just like to go back to here, and he's probably going to step up with his queen, and to what is it, c2, to threaten my knight that I just put on h7. But the idea of that knight going to h7 is I want to bounce it up to g5, and possibly going to then push, say, f5, and then bounce that knight back to f7 at some point and have double protection on the e5 square. And at some point, we're trying to just reach an end game, which is a little bit ways away. White doesn't have, there's no sort of forced trades just yet. But again, I do have this pawn break on this side of the board with b6. And yeah, I'd be happy to see some trades. Yeah, in this case, and in some lines, I'll end up with a knight on f7 and a knight on f6. Yes, I knew he was going to do that because that's the only kind of obvious move he's going to do. Now I'm going up just threatening some trades. And, well, he really doesn't have, I ain't going to say he doesn't have no way to put his knight. He could retreat it, kick my knight, and then try to come back, but it's not really going to do anything. So, but the only thing about it, if I do go f5, he can push g4, which I'm not obliged to take, by the way. But it will open up a file dead straight towards my king. I may end up having to sacrifice a pawn here. That might be the most reasonable thing. Also, he takes. Okay, now we're cooking. Yeah, now we're cooking with bacon grease. I'll take it. I didn't even expect him to trade. I likely would have went knight to h2, and then on the very next move, push h4 or something like that. Because I think that he probably, he had a little bit of counterplay there, but because he's done that now, I can, because that bishop is gone, his bishop is not hitting my b1 square anymore. I mean, my b8 square anymore. So now I'm going to go ahead now and open me up a file here. So if he has a file open, I'm going to have a file open. The only difference is that his king is in the middle of the board. My king is on the side of the board. But I also feel like there is enough protection to deal with, to deal with most anything on that side of the board. So if you don't take my knight now, I can just go ahead and go e5 right now immediately, because no matter what he takes with, I'll be able to regain my pawn one way or the other. Yep, I kind of figured he might do that because he wants to keep that knight, and that's totally fine. Yep, there we go. We're going to go like this. Yep, and we're just going to go ahead and go here. So this is, I've seen this before in Blitz. I don't know how good it is, but I think that, by blocking his bishop out, or either going to capture it one way or the other, I think that that might be adequate enough to hold. See, in this case, I don't even have to, I could just go ahead and take, what should I do? I should take with the queen. Yeah, let's take with the queen. Because we take with the queen. Yeah, let's take with the queen. Because I'm still threatening both of his pieces, so his pieces haven't really gone anywhere. I mean, I'm still have an opportunity to, you know, take a piece or whatever. He could make a mistake here trying to be fancy, but he's probably not going to do that. If he went like knight to takes e4, then I just go queen takes f3. Yeah, I kind of thought he would. Let's see. Okay, nice. I love it. So now, there's this, I thought there would have been something interesting here, but either way, now, maybe the smart thing to do is try to, let me see how many pawns. Okay, so I'm down a pawn at the moment. Should I elicit an endgame or not? That's the big question here. All right, so let me see. Let me think about this, because what can he do at the moment? There's not much he can do like right at the moment. Let's go ahead and get some counterplay, because don't forget, I always got a chance to push. Well, not at the moment. I have a chance to push. Should have just went ahead and pushed G6. That might have been the best move actually for defensive resources. But if he, let's see. If he go ahead, I'm thinking that he's probably not, but I'm thinking he's gonna take C6. I mean, I don't think I'm doing the best in this position, in all honesty, but I'm just really trying to shake things up and not play normal moves. Yeah, okay. All right. So we want to take with our, let's take with the knight. Now if we take with the knight, then he'll be the hop in with his knight. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take this way. I mean, if he takes that pawn, I'm probably going to go rook to a7, and then that's going to be sort of a threat, but not really. I feel like he has. I mean, because once he take that, no, he actually can't take c3. I mean c6. I just saw that because of my queen. I probably would not have slipped that because I would not have moved my rook immediately. I would have thought about it, but so he can't take that pawn immediately. Interesting. So now my idea, I might still go rook to a7 anyway, because that's a semi-threat, but not really. I mean, technically he could hop his knight to G. Well, not really. I could just take that. If he hopped his knight to G5, I was thinking that was a tactic there, but that's not really a tactic. Because if I take the knight and pawn takes pawn, he'll be hitting my queen, but I do have the defensive resource of going queen to G6. I think he's thinking a little bit too long here. I mean, there's like not much. I mean, if I was, I don't know if I'd castle if I was him, because, but at the same time, I meant like, I would probably put my rook like on G1. At the moment, I don't really see a problem with that. Not saying it can't be, but I can't move my knight for the moment. If he castles, I'm probably just going to go ahead and push B5. Yeah. So I'm going to push B5. Okay. There might be a concrete threat here. If I go here, that's sort of a threat. No, it's not really a threat, though. All right, so I need to go ahead and get, let's push this here. Because I don't, again, I'm going to try to, this, again, if I could just get something going on his king side. Because at the moment, I'm trying to figure out, could he just double his rooks and I can't do anything about it? I think I could, though. I could just move my knight and probably just put, oh, that is a pretty decent move at the moment. But again, I can't move that knight. That's the whole thing here. I need to be able to some kind of way chase his queen from the middle of the board. Let's think here. Okay, so now I'm still going to push this here, though. I'm still going to push this for sure. Okay. So now what to do from here? Now the thing to do from here, I don't need to move my knight just yet, but I do need to get this bishop out. So I'm gonna have to, if I let him get that knight down there, that's gonna be the problem. I think that's gonna be a problem. Okay. All right, so yeah, let's go here. Because that way, because at some point he may want to push, I want to hold his knight off as long as I can, but also try to get his queen attacked at some point as well. Let's see here now, but he will have queen to. Maybe I may just have to get rid of one of his rooks on the back rank. If he mess around and stack his rooks, that could be trouble. So at least if I neutralize that threat, that will be at least something. So we know that's what he wants to do. We're just going to go ahead. No, we can't push just yet. Get our queens activated here. Give my king a little look. I may need to step to F8, so that way if he does manage to get a check, I'll have somewhere to run at least. I gotta, again, like I said, I got a still opportunity to take one of his rooks, so I can't let his rooks kind of live like that, because again, if I do, I'm going to be in some serious trouble here, I think. If it wasn't for that pesky pawn on, yeah. If it wasn't for that pesky pawn. Okay, let's go like this. He might take my, if he take my knight, I'm just going to take his knight. We've got to give him something to worry about here, because if he doesn't have anything to worry about, then because again, if you put, that's right, the pawn on D4, he could push to D5, but then I just take on B4 with my pawn, and that opens up a file to his rook, I mean to his king. So, and my bishop will still be kind of dominant on that diagonal. So actually, I think this was a good, I think it was a good move. It appears to be a good move. Oh, and I also potentially could have a check on A8, put my bishop on, say, if he hops his knight back to B1, put my bishop on E4. That's a kind of a long line. Then if he kind of step up with his king to D2, then I'll have queen takes F2 with check. So, I mean, that is a potential line. So when you get these sort of fantasy lines in your mind, you need to sort of think about it. That's actually, I mean, not so bad of a move, actually. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go ahead and take this. But don't forget. All right. Okay, so now we're going to decide from here. Now I can go rook to A8 check. I could, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Hold on, let me make sure there ain't no better move here. Okay, first of all, let's do. Yeah. There we go. I think this is okay because my bishop is still hitting his rook. And I think in the worst case scenario, I might be down a pawn or two, but I'll be up to exchange. Just maybe, depending on what he does. Because right now, if I get this check on A8 with my rook, and my bishop can come to E4, I mean, this is getting a little dicey here. So he doesn't have to take. He's probably going to make a mistake. He's probably going to go A3. Let's see if he makes a mistake here. It's so many ways he can make a mistake here, because even if he trades queens and then takes my pawn, I'll still be able, yeah, kind of thought he might do that. There's another way to make a mistake here. Let's see if he does. Because he's going to have to move his rook. And if not, the only way he can stop me from hitting his rook . I think I'm okay, though. I think it's still, at the worst case scenario, it'll be a draw. Okay. So now we just, I can't do that. Okay, but we can take this. Let's take that first. Okay, so go here. So now we're going to take this right here next. So he got a lot to think about here, actually, because he got more of a chance now to make a mistake than ever. But he'll probably be okay. I don't think he'll make a mistake. I think he's going to probably, I think he might should go ahead and just push his pawn to, like, I'm not sure what he should do, actually. Yeah, he should probably just go ahead and go F3 here. I don't know if there's anything else that's reasonable to do here. I mean, he could go, actually he can go rook to, could he go rook to E? I think he go rook to E1 as well. No, I mean, still, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to take, I'll still get a pawn. I don't think there's nothing he could do to stop me from winning this pawn here. All right, so let's see what's this, what happened here. I hope I recorded all this video. If you hear me saying this in the video, I think I may or may not, but I don't know yet. But we'll see. I'll try to splice this together if I did. I think I'm winning this. I'm not entirely for sure just yet. I don't know what he could do at this point that could stop me from winning something pretty big here. Okay, so he did that, yeah, so we can just go. We could just go here. Okay. So now, we definitely want to win the exchange, I mean, for sure. But we got this pawn over here to worry about as well. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. So let's see now. Okay, so now he kind of got to let me win this pawn right here, because if he don't, he's gonna likely, he might lose his rook. He might. Okay. Because if he don't let me win, I mean, he has to let me win at this point. Because if he pulls his rook up, and then I'm just going to win his, I'm just going to win his knight. Okay. Okay, well that's so he kind of now has to go back, and I'm going to win his knight now, I think. Unless I'm going crazy here, he just lost his knight. Yeah. Oh man, I didn't even see that. That was a good move. I didn't even see that move. But we'll keep him pinned anyway. Okay. All right, this is the point my camera last overheated, so I'm just going to try to walk through the rest of the game this way here. Hopefully this doesn't happen again in the future. And I'll probably get me a little fan to put on my camera when I do sit outside to keep it from overheating. But anyway, let's move forward here. So it's my move here. So the idea of going, let's see here. Get my king to move here. If I can get my keyboard to work here. My keyboard not working? I guess my keyboard is not working here. What is going on here? I have no idea. All right, there we go. King to F6. The whole idea of this is that I really want to push this pawn here from G6 to G5 so I can then take it with the king, get a pass pawn. So I really wasn't worried. I was thinking he was going to go check here. And but he didn't go check because I was just going to slide over this way and you know, put my king over this way, and maybe some kind of way, and someday come up this diagonal here to attack this pawn here. But anyway, his idea was he went ahead and pushed his pawn. So with that said, it just made it a little bit easier for me, but at the same time, I'm still winning in any case. So I push, he takes, I takes, and then he moves his king up to, you know, to get a little closer, but my rook got him cut off, so I'm not too worried about that. So now you would think pushing H5 is a good move. I think pushing H5 is a good move, but I like pushing G6 better because, well, this is an endgame. You don't have to rush. And I just want to get both pawns further up the board so when my king has a move, because I was thinking he was going to check me some kind of way, and which he did, and you'll see it in a second. I was thinking he was going to check me on G3, so when I set my king to F3, I'll still be, you know, safeguarding both of my pawns like pretty easy. And, you know, I got an outside pass pawn. I'm pretty sure I'm going to win this game. I was very confident because of my king position, and I had his king cut off for the moment, and it slowed his pawn down very slow. So he traded rooks. Now, this was a mistake, obviously. He didn't need to do this, but what he was banking on was winning my pawn. Now, take a look at this. After he takes, now he has some tricks here. First of all, he has this trick here of going check. And also he has another trick of well, if I move my rook off this row, he's going to be able to have access to D2 with his knight, which is fine. Now, what I wanted to do was I just went ahead and went rook to D2. This snuffed out all counterplay. I'm actually threatening this pawn here, which I didn't even take it because I didn't want to risk moving my rook off the back row in case if he get his knight, say, to D2 and he pushed his pawn, then I could not get behind. Like, for example, if he came like this, that I couldn't get my rook back to here because his knight would be on D2. So anyway, he pushed his pawn, which makes sense. I mean, might as well. So now another trick is that when I push this pawn up, I just want to advance this outside pass pawn as far as possible. He steps his king up, makes perfect sense. I push my pawn. He pushes his pawn. Now I push my pawn again. Okay, here we go. He pushes his pawn again. Now, believe it or not, he just lost his pawn because his king is too far away, and no matter if his knight is hitting the, he's just one move too late for that. That I can just go here now and just win this pawn. But the funny thing is that if I would say push my pawn, would have pushed my pawn over here thinking I'm gonna get a queen to say H2, he would have came here with the fork, for example. I'd have put my pawn here. So I knew I was going to win this game because even if I traded my rook for his pawn, his king was too far on the other side of the board. My king was in a good position to dominate his knight, and that was just simply it. So here, my opponent resigned the game, and wow, this was a great game. So let me back up and just show you. I'm gonna just run back through the game real quick and just show you some tricky little moments I thought we had here. Let's see here. Now, what I thought he was gonna do was I thought here in the opening he was just gonna go something like this, and then what could I have done? The best thing I could have done was pushed over here because I can't move my knight back here because he'd take it. I would probably have to go something like this. If he kicked my knight, then I go here. But at some point he would have something like this. So that's what I was thinking he was going to do. again, according to the computer, it's not so bad for me, but at the same time, this might be kind of tough for a human to play. But don't forget, and not on that, I still was looking at the fact that he had this diagonal, so I couldn't open this file just yet because I couldn't probably use it all that well anyways. So what happened here now? Let's go to G takes F6. Let's go back here. So he opted for, let's go back. Oh, so he opted for this. I mean, wait a minute. Bishop takes, now push the pawn, which now this just gives me, according to the computer, this was a miss. It says bishop to e7 was the best. I mean, I kind of get that, but at the same time, from a human standpoint, I'm just trying to get some counterplay here and open up the center here. And I saw that if I push this here, that I would get this push here. And even though it says an inaccuracy, I mean, I didn't like it, but I felt like it would have put him to the test more than anything else. And that's really what it did. So it caused him to make some inaccuracies just like me. He is got a better position here, but don't forget, as I said in the past, if you have, unless you up like 4 or 5 pawns from a computer standpoint, there's a lot of play left in the position like it is right here, for example. So there's let's see here now. So he cancels. Now that's a mistake because here I have b5. And this was the move here to kind of just open things up so I can get my version of counterplay. And well, when he takes, I just pull my bishop up. The computer doesn't like it all that much. It says it wanted knight to knight to b6 was the best. I didn't really want him to invade with his knight. I get why I was thinking about doing that anyways, but let's see. He brings his knight over. Even the computer said this is winning. This is wow. Let's see. Okay, made a great move. Everything is nice. Now here I made a mistake. I should have just took with the pawn. I don't know what I was thinking. I actually could have just took with my queen. I'm not even gonna lie. At this point in the game here, for some reason, I was just paranoid of checkmate. And I could have took with my queen. I could have took with my rook. It just didn't make any sense for me to necessarily do this move, although I'm still winning. So in other words, it's really not that big of a miss. I'm still winning. I'm just not as winning. So he takes, and this is where all of the fireworks kind of start flying here. Now, what I should have done, I think, instead of going this route here, allowing this line here to happen, which this still is good for me, I was thinking, I just wonder what the computer says. If I just go ahead and take here, 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 how would this pan out? So he could have, let's see if he'd have went here. Rook to, yeah. Yeah, this is still okay. I mean, he could have done something like this. He could have probably done something like this, but I would have stepped down to here. Now, I don't know if he would have liked that there. Again, from a human, computer looked like it's about equal, but from a human standpoint, that's not that equal. So anyway, I goes here, and this is where the fireworks happen. I goes rook take, which is the best move here. Knight take, bishop takes. Now he's going to lose the exchange because of this check here. And take, but it says rook to, I thought about giving this check, but I didn't see what it would do. So let's just take a quick look at what it would do. If I go here, hold on, give me a second here. I go here, queen did here, e2, bishop. Oh, I see. I get it, because now if I come here and he goes, say it says queen f3, I could probably bring my rook down. Oh, yeah, this is even better. Yeah, because I definitely would win a pawn or win something here a lot more here. Yeah, so this would be much more winning. I see why the computer like that. But I just wanted to go ahead and take this change. Don't forget, from a human standpoint, the time is the thing. So anyway, all of these moves here, and here I thought I won his knight, as I said in the game, but I was mistaken. But again, still quite winning. And well, you've seen the rest of the game from this point here and seeing what I thought about this game. But here I thought what he was going to do, what I was going to show you. When I step up here, I thought he was going to go check here. And let's see what the computer says about it. I'm not sure what the computer would say. But my idea was just to step here. And I didn't, because again, I was going to push this anyways because my rook could still take it. So king to e6 was an inaccuracy. Well, I could have just pulled my rook up, I guess. Let's see. Maybe this way here. This probably, yeah, this would have still been fine. Yeah. It would have been about the same situation here. And if he goes back over, then I could just push. Well, it says take rook, take. Oh yeah, he would have had to take. I believe I might still take like this actually. Yeah, king take x5 is the best move. Yeah. And then I would just proceed on with pushing this pawn here, making my outside pass pawn, and basically almost the same position, but it just might be a little bit harder for white to deal with what's going on here. So anyway, that is the game of the week. I hope this video wasn't too long, but at the same time, I think that this was a really good game. Kudos to my opponent. And at the same time, I'm glad that I won this game because it's giving me more encouragement to get back to tournaments, and I'm slowing down playing. So don't worry, when I get to some tournament games, hopefully this year, y'all are going to have a lot of fun with me doing that and analyzing my games afterwards.